Students, I gave you 3 points: A 0, B 1, 3 and C 2, 6 to plot on the graph paper, and I asked you to join the points. And you have submitted me and you told me that these points, whenever we join, we got a straight line. Yes, student. Today we are going to discuss about a linear graph. That means what? Whenever we will plot a point on the graph paper and it will form a straight line. Means whenever we join the points that is plotted on the graph paper and these points falls on a straight line, these line are known as linear graph. Here one point is 0 and another one is 0. It is called x-axis point, x coordinate, it is y coordinate. So students, like this we have plotted 3 points and we found that the 3 points fall on a straight line. Now I will give you one example of one linear equation. Let us see. Y is equal to thrice x. Now there are two quantities, y and x. If we can take the values of x as 0, 1, 2, what we can get? We can get the values of y as 0, 3 and 6. That means if we can take one value of x, the quantity x as independent quantity, then the another quantity is dependent on x. Now if you will plot these points on the graph paper, you will get this type of straight line. So today in class we shall be going to discuss about some of the linear graphs, and one of the linear graph is our distance and time graph. So let us understand what is the distance and time graph. Distance and time graph. Students, we know that distance is always equal to speed multiplied by time. Suppose I give you that a car moves at a speed of 10 km per hour, then we can say very easily that the car travels in 1 hour 10 km. Similarly, you can say very easily that in 2 hours the car will travel 20 km. In 3 hours the car will travel 30 km. That means what? This quantity, distance, is directly dependent on this time. If the time increases, the distance increases. If the time decreases, the distance decreases. So we can say that the distance is equal to 10 times of this time, because we are given a data that distance covered by a car in 1 hour is 10 km, that is speed is given. So while plotting these types of data in our Cartesian plan, which is known as the distance time graph, we have to keep something in our mind. So let us see how we can plot. Here student, distance is equal to 10 type of time. So we will take time as one quantity and distance will be another quantity. And we will prepare a table for distance and time. Let us see. If distance is 10 km, the time is 1 hour. If the time is 2 hours, distance is 20 km. If time is 3 hour, distance is 30 kilometers. That means if time is 2, distance will be 10 multiplied by 2, 20. If the time is 3, then distance will be 10 multiplied by 3, 30 kilometers. Now we are going to plot this data on the graph paper. Let us see. While plotting these data on the graph paper, students, you must keep in mind that whatever the data we are plotting, it should be fit in our Cartesian plan. So for that we have to take the scale. Now we are taking the scale along x-axis. See, we need to plot this time 1, 2, 3. Yes, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means we can take 1 is small is square in our graph paper equal to 1 unit, that is what? 1 hour. Similarly, here we are writing this is time in hour. Now we need to plot this 10, 20, 30 kilometer along the y-axis. So what we will take? We will plot this one as 10, 20, 30, 40. This is 50. Now students, see, we took 10 kilometer as a 10 small square. So along y-axis we need to write down that 10 small square is equal to 10 kilometer, or we can write down 1 small square equal to 1 kilometer. Now let us plot this point on this graph paper. Time 1, distance 10. Time 1, distance 10. The point will come here. This is 1, 10. Then time 2, distance 20. Time 2, distance 20. Here the point will be 2, 20. Now time 3 hour, distance 30. Time 3 hours, distance 30. The point will come here, 3, 30. If we will join these 3 points, we will find that the 3 points fall on a straight line. If we will join these 3 points, we will find that these points fall on a straight line. You always try to join these points with the help of scale, and it is passing through the origin. See, if the time will be 0 hour, then if is definitely multiplied by 10, answer will be 0. So that means the coordinate will be 0, 0. So here from this we can find that the distance and the time graph is always gives us a linear graph. After distance time graph, students, we will be going to discuss about the perimeter side graph.